Bruh.
Anyways, what I don't do is go over what quests they should have or what equips they should have. I do go over their movesets, the passive / abilities, dream awakenings if they have any, and test them out on a quest. So without further ado, let's go with the skill first, which I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I know I'm going to get it wrong. It does 1500% light damage magic, so she is a magic unit. Lifesteal by 5% of damage, and it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. So this right here is fine, dandy. Nice that she has built-in lifesteal, so that way she could survive against bosses who does not have lifesteal resistance on them. And then now let's go with the arts right here, which does 16,000% light damage magic, increase damage to enemy by 30%, and reduce enemy status ailment resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. So I think this right here is fine. This part right here, I don't really see too many units have this at all. So you could pair Juno up with, like, let's say somebody that inflicts poison, burn, freeze, etc, etc. That right there would be pretty good. And this one right here too, increase damage to enemy by 30%, so that way everybody could do just a little bit more damage on the team. So now let's go with the true arts right here, which I'm not going to even try to pronounce, just like the previous ones. So it activates demonic true eclipse, so think of this like true third eye or Magia drive. But now once you activate this, like the second, third, fourth, etc, etc, it does 70,000% magic dark damage when used during true demonic eclipse. Cost 2% of max HP for 20 seconds. Outfills Alice arts gauge by 7 for 20 seconds. So she is type B, so she won't be able to stack with Heart or anybody like that. But now, this right here is pretty interesting. The fact that she changes elemental damage that she does once you activate demonic true eclipse right here. The first one, demon enhancement level 2. Demon units, all stats 10% up only once. So that right there is pretty good and dandy. So this one, that means you do want to have Juno with other demon units. Now let's go with this one right here, demonic apotheosis. Damage and accuracy 100% up and autofills arts gauge by 5 when demonic true eclipse is active. Demonic true eclipse is deactivated when HP is 20% or less. That makes it just a little bit harder for her to stay in that demonic true eclipse. So it's very important to have a healer unit on the team. But this is really good, so that way if there is a boss that increases evasiveness to themselves, well then you could plop in Juno right there, so that way she could go ahead and actually land attacks to the boss. Now let's go with the next one right here, Queen of Granada. Attack and damage 30% up for every allied demon unit except own self. So that means this is not going to apply to herself, unfortunately, but towards everybody else, yup. So this is another reason that you really want to have Juno be paired up with other demon units on the team. So now let's go with the Dream Awakenings because she does have some. I chose this one right here, Spectral Dream. Demon units, all stats 30% up only once. So this, I think it does stack with this, so that means in total you'll get about 40% all stats up to everybody who's a demon on the team. So again, it's really emphasizing that you do want to pair her up with demon units. And now, demon arts gauge autofill level 1. Autofills demon units arts gauge by 1 only once. So this is the one that I chose right here. And yeah, another reason to have her be with demon units, but this would help just a tiny bit for everybody to start up. There's Luminous Dream right here, which sure it sets damage to this much, so that way she could do just a little bit more damage, but the cost of it is, you know, 1 extra % more, which I don't think that's really worth it. This one, I do think so, because this would help her stay, you know, that high health. So that way the demonic true eclipse could be active. Now, let's go and look at the team right here. Yeah, it's a mono demon team, because it would be kind of strange if you don't pair Juno up with demon units, since you saw right there. Now, let's look at the quest right here. The Brutal Botanical Beast Pro. So this is the Thursday's Crest Palace, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was having a little bit of trouble trying to find quests that Juno works in, because she's an awoken unit and she is not gonna lie, a little bit outdated, but I still want to showcase best girl. So now we have OG Rimuru right here to be mainly the healer and Archgen unit, so that way Juno could stay in that high health. And then we have Santa Rimuru because he does provide some DR on arts, but only towards giant boss. And if you've done this Crest Palace before, yes, the final one is a giant boss, so they'll be able to utilize that. Plus, he gives burst Archgen as well as increased magic damage on his true arts. And then now we have Thetis right here, which he's basically pretty much the tank. He's a top tank, so he's just gonna take all the damage. So that is the team right here, and now let's go into the quest. All right, here we are. So the first thing I'm gonna do is give Finn sunglasses to Juno, so that way she could go into Demonic True Eclipse as fast as possible right here. Oh yeah, so with OG Rimuru right here, I'm gonna go ahead and do True Arts for that, you know, Archgen going, and then Arts right here for Archgen as well. Oh yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do Arts because these minions do inflict status ailments, so you gotta watch out for that if you grind this Crest Palace right here. But it is kind of easy mode because OG Rimuru does give status ailment resistance and cleanses at the same time. Alright, let's go ahead and do True Arts. Archgen right here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do Arts one more time with Santa Rimuru. Then afterwards, I'm gonna go and do True Arts for that magic damage buff right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Nope. Alright, okay, well, that minion did take a little bit of art gauge away because I was about to do True Arts with Thetis, but you saw right there it really didn't. But that is fine. That is okay. All right, here. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do True Arts. Yeah, man. Yeah. Cool. We're almost at the boss. Let's go ahead and do True Arts. Yeah. You know what? Let me go ahead and do Arts one more time to refresh the status ailment res right here. Yeah, let's go. Cool. All dandy and everything. So let's go ahead and do True Arts. Let's go do True Arts. Yeah. You know what? Let's do Arts one more time. I'm gonna give this to Juno again. Yeah, man. Look at that damage. Look at the damage. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and activate all the equips, so that way Juno could go ahead and do that massive damage. Look at this. Bada boom! Look at that. Yeah, and the boss is defeated. Yeah, so Juno works very well in this Crest Palace. Now the other one that is extreme, that one, no, because the boss has magic resistance. That's why I'm not doing that one, but instead this right here. Now let's move on to the details. As you can see right here, yeah, I did have Juno be the damage dealer on the team, and she did 3.8 million, so that right there is pretty good. And then now damage taken, it was actually Juno, surprisingly, even though it should have been Thetis because he is a top tank. But you know what? Whatever. And then recovery, Santa Rimuru. Alright, that's a little bit surprising considering that OG Rimuru was supposed to be the healer. Okay, then break, which, you know, you don't really need break on this quest, but it's good to have it right there. So overall, what do I think of Juno? So I think she is outdated, unfortunately. At least this version of Juno right here, she is. For one, her damage isn't there. That's one thing. And then two, what she provides for the team is just, nowadays, there's other units out there, especially ascended units, that just could do a lot of things to be able to buff the team or have massive debuff towards the boss. So with Juno, I think you would only really use her if you think she's best girl, just like how I think so, or just fun to use. But yeah, so if I get a summer version of Juno, well, I'm gonna be doing a unit showcase on her. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. Let me know what y'all think about Juno. And you're gonna see on the screen right now a unit showcase of OG Rimuru. Oh yeah, and then one final thing, chimichangas are good.